Venezuelans are digging through the wreckage of Wednesday evening's devastating back-to-back earthquakes in a desperate search for survivors. The government says at least 235 people have died and more than 4,000 others injured, and those numbers are likely to rise. And frustration is growing as heavy machinery needed to clear out collapsed buildings cannot get to where it needs to be. That's leaving people to sift through rubble with their bare hands. The U.S. pledged assistance, and rescuers from around the world are being sent in to help. Jarred Hill has been following developments in the aftermath of this disaster and joins us now with more. Jarred, good morning. How are rescue and recovery efforts going?
Gosh, Errol, I mean, it's almost overwhelming to think about how much work still needs to be done after these earthquakes. The U.S. has pledged $150 million in aid to Venezuela. Their government is diverting resource teams from other parts of the country to the hardest hit La Guaira, all as the effort to save lives continues. In earthquake-rattled Venezuela, rescue crews race against time to dig through the rubble and find any survivors, sometimes finding a glimmer of hope. Graciela Mora was pulled from the ruins of a fallen building. She said she held onto a door frame as the floor around her collapsed, but a friend who was with her didn't make it. One day after the devastating double earthquakes, Venezuela's acting president, Delcy Rodriguez, toured the hardest hit area, the northern port state of La Guaira. Hundreds are dead. Some, desperate to find missing loved ones, have gathered outside of this hospital.
The TV collapsed and the shelves collapsed.
Dan Baker, a British citizen living in Caracas, described the chaos when the tremors hit the capital city.
The earthquake lasted what felt like a really long time. The local people there were screaming for God to save us. When it finished, we all ran outside as quickly as possible.
Rescue teams have mobilized from around the world, including the U.S.
We have an awful whole of government response. It'll be big, it'll be fast, and it'll be effective.
American military officials have already landed in Caracas, and specialized task force teams from California and Virginia are being deployed as well.
The ability to take our skill set and bring that anywhere in the world as quickly as we can, it's a tremendous honor.
Volunteers in South Florida are also collecting donations to help with what will be no doubt a long road to recovery. Let's just look at that. Now, the literal 1-2 punch of these earthquakes comes as Venezuela has been dealing with economic struggles for more than a decade, raising concerns about how this could impact stability, not only in the country, but, Errol, the region as a whole.
Yeah. All right, Jarred, thank you. We are now joined by Project Hope President Chris Skopec. Project Hope is a global health and humanitarian organization with teams in Venezuela right now trying to help whoever needs it. Chris, good morning. Give us an update. What are your teams in Venezuela telling you about the situation on the ground right now? I'm still stunned to see these concrete towers completely flattened by these quakes.
Good morning, and thank you for having me. Indeed, it's been a tremendous tragedy, and to be sure, we spent the first 10 hours following these two earthquakes, tracking down all of our team members, their family members, making sure everybody was safe. From that point on, our teams have been deploying into all of the most affected areas, doing extensive assessments, specifically of the healthcare system, which is where we've been working within Venezuela over the last 7 years. What we're seeing is what's to be expected. The 14 healthcare centers that Project Hope supports in the affected areas are absolutely overwhelmed with patients. They have no electricity. Many of them have no running water. They are desperate for more supplies. They're running out of the obvious things: trauma supplies, IV fluids, bandages, pain medication, and other pharmaceuticals. So it really is a scary and desperate time for the people of Venezuela.
And the items that you've just mentioned that these healthcare centers need seem urgent and immediate. There's also issues with, as we've mentioned already, earth-moving equipment that can't get in because of the quake. How dire is how are your teams trying to get those resources to people who need them?
Well, the logistics is one of the most difficult issues in the wake of an earthquake. We have an emergency medical team, international team on standby to deploy. We have a canine rescue team on standby to deploy, and yet airports are badly damaged, so access into Venezuela is compromised. Access across the country with roads damaged and other things also limits movement and mobility and prevents access to the people who need it the most. We have supplies, medical supplies in our warehouses that we are moving today in Venezuela to the clinics that need them the most, but we're going to be running out within a matter of days. So the ability for the international community to mobilize more resources, get it into Venezuela to support organizations like Project Hope and the people of Venezuela is really critical.
All right, Chris Skopec, we appreciate what you and your teams are doing. Stay in contact with us. We'll do what we can to make sure people can get help to those who need it. Thanks for your time today.
Indeed.